Hello and welcome to this postmortem of my game Open Fishing XL that I released on Steam. I'm gonna tell you in this series like how I made a game that I actually put out and like released. It's not really like a tutorial series, it's more of like it's a tutorial on how to release a game on Steam, not how to make every single individual little thing exactly. It's just kind of how I went through the process. So today we're talking about the fishing system, so that's why I'm fishing right now. We're talking about the original one. So this is the one that was in the game when I released it onto Steam. It looked similar to this, but it didn't move. The bottom bar there wasn't there. That was actually added after launch. But like the bar wouldn't move. Your bar wouldn't move. It would just stay there. Oh, you couldn't even throw your rod out further or less far. Like you would just like click and just like flip. It was so disappointing to so many people. So I added that, even though it changes literally nothing about the game. But yeah, so like I added that because it's fun. But yeah, we caught in the red chested sunfish, really nice. But my point was, like it was super basic. There was like no frills, no specialties. Fish fighting mechanics, like the reeling in, were kind of okay-ish. But I expanded on that later, and I kept the game playable the entire time. So basically, this whole series is just me saying, kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Just like don't go too extravagant with your features. The original script I was using for the fishing was probably around 300 lines, and I think that doesn't do like the everything with the fishing, of course. Like it's separated up into lots of those little scripts. But like now it's 600, so it started with 300 or so. I have no idea, to be honest. And now it's like 600. I'm just assuming it's about 300 because I think I added like twice as much stuff. Is my vague estimate. Maybe it was even less. Honestly, it could have been 200. That's not like a lot for a script like this. So, or at least for me it isn't. I don't know. I feel like 600 is like about average for long scripts for me. But, so maybe that'll help you at all. But yeah, so I just tried alt-tabbing to something that I had opened on my second monogram. Very bright. So essentially, you want to keep it simple. You want to keep it expandable. So another thing about this code is I wrote it in a way that I understood. At the time, I wasn't nearly as good at coding as I am now. But because it was like a year ago that I started making this game. More than a year ago, actually. Like a year and a half ago, almost. Wow. Time flies. But so this script kind of works terribly, but it works, and I was able to expand on it later throughout development, and that's really your goal. Like you want to make something simple enough that you understand how it works, and you want to understand all the systems you're using. Like if I had tried to use interfaces and scriptable objects and like some other stuff I use now that I'm not even using properly. I'm just using it in a way I understand and that makes sense to my brain because that's what you really want to do. Like you don't want to use you don't want to use all these complicated features. 'Cause if I had, I wouldn't have understood the script well enough to really like to how do I say this properly? I wouldn't have understood the script well enough to really expand upon it and make it like more complicated. Because if you're starting out with something you barely understand as like a beginner game developer, as I was back then, and still kind of am, you, but like a lot less, like you 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 and your girl, and there's this really funny meme where there was like anyway, I'm not gonna get into the really funny meme. So, I hope you know that meme, otherwise this makes zero sense the way I just said you girl. But anyway, alright, distraction. Yeah, so basically, stuff like this is like fine to do as long as you perfectly understand how it works and it's easy to get it. Especially if you're not working with someone else. If you are working with someone else, please have coding standards and stuff. I think I've never programmed a game with someone else, so I don't know how to do any of that. Don't ask me about that. This is solo dev stuff right here. So don't ask me about how to do stuff with other people because I'm antisocial when it comes to game dev. And other things too, actually. I don't like people that much. I prefer making cool games. So anyway, so yeah, basically I started really simple. I kept it expandable and understandable for myself. I actually wrote comments back in the day. I don't do that anymore. For like basic stuff, but yeah, I shouldn't have written this many comments. It just makes your code messy. And I never use them. Yeah. I feel like section comments would be kind of useful in a script this big. Like just a big like here this section starts so you can easily see it. But I don't really do that anymore at this point. I just don't do any. What the heck did I just do? Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, I fixed it. Fixed it. Nice. I don't know. Oh hey, so that's how you do that. Alright, cool. I learned something about Visual Studio. Wow. Okay. Anyway, this video is kind of a mess, but I think I got everything out there. Oh yeah, keep playable. So the reason I think it's a good idea to make it simple first is to keep your game playable all throughout. I'm currently working on implementing the kind of thing I keep talking about in my other game, Open Hunting XL. I'm currently really trying to get that playable. I cut some features from the list I had to do, and I like move those later. It's just so I can get the game playable again and like see if it's fun at all, because that's really important when you're making a game that it's fun. Depending on the game, I guess. But most games you want to be fun. So if you're not fun, you're messing something up. So I think I just said everything. I hope this made sense. And have a nice day. Go make your game. And goodbye.